let's look at translations. That means we're going to move them either horizontally or vertically. We're going to look at horizontal first. So compare those two graphs there. Do you see the y equals sine of x in blue? And notice the shift of pi over 4 units to the right on the red one. How do we get that? Let's consider this graph. Y equals sine of 2x, y equals sine of 2x minus pi over 4. Notice in this case the period has been reduced to pi, and the shift is pi over 8 units to the right of that blue, of the blue curve. Now, here's what we do. We consider the bx minus c. The absolute value of c over b will give the magnitude of the shift. Now, how do we determine the direction of the shift? Recall from algebra that bx minus c represents a shift to the right. Bx plus c represents a shift to the left. So, when we want to look at the graphs of sine and cosine functions, you will have the characteristic below. Assume b is greater than 0. If b is less than 0, use the even-odd idea. Amplitude will be the absolute value of a. Period is 2 pi over b. So let's do a little graphing here and see what we get. So we're going to graph y equals the sine of x. And there's the 5 points that we need for y equals the sine of x. Now, we've got pi over 4 to the left, so we're going to pick this whole curve up and move it pi over 4 units to the left. Now, notice that I'm doing that with yellow chalk. And so I've marked off my 5 points that I need, and now I will sketch in my curve. Now, granted, my curve doesn't look very good, but I hope you get the idea. We'll try another one here. Suppose we have y equals the sine of x in yellow. Okay, so get the 5 points that we need. There's our yellow curve. And in red, we're going to do 2x minus pi over 2. C over b is pi over 2 over 2, which is pi over 4. And so we're going to go to the right. We have a horizontal shift only and a change in period. So we moved it to the right. The period is pi, and so here we go, getting our 5 points so that we can graph it. And there goes the... Okay. Now, since I don't draw so well, let's look at a professionally drawn. Here we have a horizontal shift only. Here we have a horizontal shift and a change in period. So look at them and notice. Let's try something else here. Let's try a cosine this time. How about 2 cosine 2x plus 2? Amplitude is 2, period is pi, shift 1 unit to the left. All right, now I have to pick out my points here, but this time we're moving it 1, not some a fraction of pi, which is what we've been doing, and that's very easy to do. But when you're doing 1, and notice my graph, I didn't hit my points very well, but I drew it here with a program that I have, and so this is a better picture. Be sure to check everything that changed. All right, now vertical translations are easy. The D determines whether we're going to move it up or down. When D is greater than 0, move it up. When it's less, move it down. Check the picture here, and you can see how we changed from y equals 0 to y equals 2 as far as drawing our graph. So that makes it quite easy to do. Let's try one. Y equals sine of x and y equals 3 plus the sine of x. So you notice I'm drawing in the line y equals 3, and then I'll pick my 5 points that I need to graph. So there we go. We've got the 5 points, and I have a reasonably nice graph this time. Well, wonders never cease. But there it's drawn professionally. You can see it better, and it's of the cosine.